So, guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Now, my name is Brian. No, I don't like that name. My name is Soody. Yeah, those people close to me know why I had that name. So, one day I'll tell you why I had the name Brian. Huh? Yeah, I know you can try to guess the reason why I had that name. That is my name, official. So, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this channel, I created it to share out my life experiences, everything about me, uncut, raw, the way it is. Those people who know me will attest the fact that whatever I'm saying is true. Yeah, it's true. So all the stories I've been telling you in this channel will be about my life, everything to do with me. It'll be segment stories of my life. I'll be doing street vibes, street challenges. I'm doing a lot of stuff. So if you're new here, guys, if you're not subscribed, please do so, right? Please, please just subscribe. 1 second for you to subscribe. Have you done that? Please do. Hit it. And make sure you click on the notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, you will be notified of it and you go and watch it and come to know me well. Yeah? Good. So today, I want to tell you a story of my first time to spend a night in a police cell. The first time to ever been arrested. Yeah, handcuffed. Yeah, a very good experience. For those people who've been arrested, I know you know how humbling that experience is. Being much in the public with handcuffs on is a very humbling experience, though a life experience, which I think is the right thing to go through. At least you feel when people are arrested how what they go through. Yeah. So that is the story I'm going to be telling you of today. So are you ready? Yeah. Yeah. Take a seat and let's go. The year is back in 2015. In 2015, I was a fourth year student in the university. And after university, you see, our course, um, among one of the units in the course was teaching practice. You have to go for teaching practice where you have to really apply the knowledge you've learned in class in the practical ground, that is in the school. So students are normally sent out to schools to go and do the teaching practice. So I was sent to a school in Nyanza. It's actually on the border between, it's actually on the border of three counties, Nandi, Vihiga, and Kisumu. Yeah, the school there. I will not mention its name, but those guys who know it, good. So I was posted there. And I went and I reported. Well, the school had some accommodation. It's one of those old schools, those pioneer schools, the white settlers. So it has those structures that used to be teachers' quarters by then. But right now they're in very not in good condition. They've not been maintained by the school. So I was given one of the houses. It's still a big room, a big house. So I just was allocated one room. So we were actually three from my university, and one guy was coming from their place, the place not far away from the school, and then another lady was allocated. The principal relinquished his residence to her and another girl who had come from another university for teaching practice. So in total, we were four on teaching practice. Me, the other guy who was coming from home, and then this other lady from the same university as me, and then the other one from the other university. So we are a total of four. So two beautiful ladies, two beautiful ladies. So we started our teaching practice, allocated lessons, started teaching, and then it was during that term when we had games, secondary school sports association games. So then schools were preparing their teams for the competitions. So me, the way I love football, I wouldn't stay away from the field. So I was always close to the field. And I was even allocated some coaching roles because I showed a lot of interest in football. I've always loved football and coaching. Yeah. So I was always in the field. The good thing again was the school principal was actually an avid football lover. So he was actually kind of the main coach, the head coach. He was one making decisions on what should be done, what should not be done, which friendly matches are we going for, equipping the team with kits, with boots, with everything that the team required. So you realize we came now to be close to the school principal. The bond was closer with the school principal. So he would send me, he used to call me Soody. So call me that kijana. He spoke like that. Call me that kijana from Egerton. So I would go, and then communications would be made through me. So the HOD for games, the HOD for games kind of was not happy with the way principal was making communication through me. I don't know why. Maybe your guesses as they be correct. But I became so close to the principal that communication made through me, then to the team, or perhaps anything that would regard the soccer team would made through me, and then, or either way around, anything that the team would require, I would be the one mandated to go and talk to the principal because the principal would talk to me directly. So anything, any requirement, any requisition going to be made, I would be told, and then I would definitely forward it to the head to the HOD to make the requisition. Like there was not that very good relationship between the principal and the HOD for games. Are we together at that point? Good. So teach, and then in the evening we go for games. So the principal arranged with the neighboring schools, we'd go for friendly matches there. I remember one time we even went to Nyangori High School for a football friendly match. And I will tell you, we had a very good soccer team. We had a very good soccer team. The guy had done some good scouting, and we had some very good boys who were playing very good football. So during this time, the principal, yeah, like any other normal guy, was kind of moving closer to this chick whom we had come with from the same university. Remember the two ladies, one of them whom we had come from the same university, and then they were given the principal's residence to stay in? Yeah, that one. So the principal was like, I would tell, I would tell. As a guy, you can tell when a guy is interested in a lady. I was not interested in that lady. I wasn't, for information. So, uh, one day, we had gone for a friendly match. So the principal arranged that we would go, the soccer team and the volleyball team would go out to a neighboring school for a friendly match, for friendly matches. So I, as the one in kind of in charge of the soccer team, would accompany the soccer team. And then the madam, this very same lady we've come from with in the same university, was kind of the coach of the volleyball team. So that meant then I and the girl, and definitely the principal, and even the HOD games would accompany the teams out, right? So at 4 after classes, the school bus is ready, the driver is ready, the kids have loaded the bus with the kids who require the balls and the bibs and everything. And then we're set to go. So I and the two teachers, I and Madam and the HOD games sat behind. But in front, there was the driver and the principal. So I sat immediately behind the driver. So the driver and then the seat behind it, that's where I sat. And then next to the window. You get it? And then the principal was the other side, and then these other teachers were the other side, and then the students take the other seats. So while going out, that's the arrangement that was. So when we got out of the school compound and then up to the main road. So apparently during that time, there were some repairs being done on the main road. So we had another diversion, which was a kind of a rough road that we were using for the time being. The PSVs were using, not the main road. So this one kind of rough. So you would feel it had a lot of potholes, like that. So while on that highway, what happened is this. My eyes were out. When I peeped out of the window, I saw something that resembled a phone, a smartphone. So I got my head out and then I checked and confirmed that indeed it was a smartphone. So I signaled the driver and told you, Dere, hey, have you seen that? And then he also checked and saw it and then it broke. So he stopped the vehicle, alighted, and went and picked the phone and came into the vehicle and handed over the phone to me. So in his mind, he thought that it was my phone that had fell down, which was not true. So I took the phone, a Samsung Galaxy S7, brand new. By that time, the market, I went to Jumia and I checked, the phone was retailing around between 55 and 60,000. 55 and 60,000. Do you get it? Good. So the phone was already, of course, locked. So I removed the SIM card, tried to open the phone, it was locked. So I couldn't access it. So I said, Samsung phones, flashing them is very simple. You simply press the power and volume lock down key and then continuous, and then it will definitely configure itself, and then you can now be the new owner. So we went and then we arrived at our venue. So by then I had managed to reconfigure the phone. So flashing the phone, the SIM card, I had thrown it away, now belonged to me. So that phone had a memory card of around 16 GB inside. Yeah. So inside the details, you couldn't see anything because I already wiped everything inside the phone. But in the memory card, when I tried to the memory card, there were some images of a guy driving in a vehicle. There was a vehicle, there was some guy, and then there's a building under construction. So this person was kind of maybe carrying out a building construction somewhere. So when we arrived at the venue, I opened up to the driver and I told him, you know what? The phone that you picked, it wasn't mine. It was someone who had failed it. I don't know who had failed the phone, but here it is. So I had now two phones. I had my Samsung, another Samsung, a small one. I can't remember, Duo something. I don't know which model it is. I can't remember. So I opened up the drive and I told him, now, you see? So yeah, I have a new phone, man. This one. So the driver was like, oh man, I'm the one who picked it. So what share will I have? And I told him, don't worry. I have something for you. So what I will do is this. I will give you this small Samsung Duo phone of mine. And then maybe I give you some 2,000 bob on top. And the driver was elated. He was happy because he didn't even have a smartphone. He had like a small kamulika mwizi. And then now, boom, from nowhere, you just have a smartphone and some cash on top of it. So, of course, this cash was to be given to him at the end of the month because during that teaching practice, we had some remedial lessons, so we could get some subsistence, 2,000, 3,000 at the end of the month from the school. So after the match, played, kids were happy, and then we were in the vehicle heading back to where? To school. So when we arrived at the shopping center, just before we reached school, the principal alighted from the vehicle and then called me. Right? Remember, we are three of us, three teachers and then the principal. And then he called me out of the group. And then, of course, the driver had parked the vehicle. Then he told me, are you going with the others to school? Because apparently, that's pause there before we continue with that. So apparently, the principal, we had created that rapport very well. We were well close with the principal to the extent that on weekends, Friday evenings, he would even call me to go out with him. So he would call, like, where are you? Are you in school? Yeah. Can you come over to the base? There's a popular pub in Majengo town. I think you know Majengo town. For those of you guys who know Majengo back in Vihiga. Majengo town is a town along the Kisumu Kakamega highway. So there's a particular pub called the Base. So he would call me there, and we had 1-2 for the road. So I'd have maybe my task or my Guinness, and it had his Kingfisher. He wasn't into a lot of alcohol, so a very small percentage of alcohol would be enough for him. So just like that, free of charge. So come, now what will you have today? What will you have today? So like that. So we were this close to the principal a lot. Tulikuwa pamoja sana na principal. So come back. Let's now come back to this very day. This very day that he has alighted from the vehicle and then asked me to alight. And then he was asking me, are you going back to school right now? And I was like, no problem. What is my command? What do you want me to do? And told me, what is madam? Call her. And then I went back to the vehicle and called madam. And then the principal had told me to ask madam whether she'd be willing to also remain behind. So I went and told madam, hey, Prince anadai A, B, C. Would you be willing? And she was like, more than willing. If there are free drinks, then it's okay. There is free food and free drinks. Which campus girl will say no? None. So she bought the deal. So the HOD was called and told, now you should take the students to school and then meet tomorrow. So that's how the driver, the HOD, and the students went to school. Behind me, that madam, and the principal, 3 of us. So by now, me already had known what was going on. And now I knew what was already going on. And what was going on?
You get it?
Okay.
If you don't get it, forget about it.
All right.
And then as obvious as normal, tunaitisha chakula, Prince akaitisha chakula, nyama. Sema mnakula nyama ng'ombe? They're like, oh yeah, you don't need to ask, just bring it. We're university students. Anything you want us to have, we shall have. So we had a beef, ugali, choma. And you're like, wow, this was a good treat. Before we realized, a waiter had already arrived at our table, asking us, what shall we have? So, yeah, tukaitisha. Me nikaitisha my normal, and the girl was like, yeah, man of ice. Man of ice was blood. And then, yeah, we had some good time. And then, yeah, later the principal joined our table and we could talk. You'd see how he was happy. Yeah, I would tell this guy his mission is clear. And the girl was not shy. She bought the deal. So, pause up to there. So we're in the pub having our drinks. Let's go back to the school. Now, besides us, the guys on TP, right? Besides us, the guys on TP, there were other teachers teaching that particular school. So there were some 2 dudes. One was teaching geography, I remember. The other one was teaching physics. So this guy teaching physics, there was a way he had started vibing this lady. So this lady apparently had told the guy that she's single. So the guy was vibing the lady. There's even a time, there's even a weekend, if I can remember well, the guy went out. They went out with the lady to Kisumu. Yeah, I remember very well. To Kisumu. So, and the lady spent the night away. Because the next day morning she was not in the compound. And I would tell she spent the night away. So that was what's going on. So this girl is being hit on by two people, the principal and a member of staff. Yeah. Something which, of course, I knew, but I could not open up. How? No, these are adults. They know what they're doing. These are adults. They know what they're doing. So, me, I kept quiet. Want to see how does it unfold, how the drama is going to unfold. Of course, you know who is going to win this war. The principal, of course, is loaded. He can dictate how he wants this game to move. So let's go back now to the pub. We had the pub, having our drinks, and then 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Now alcohol is now sinking in. The body is imbibing the alcohol. Communication starts accelerating. Judgment starts going down. Vision, blurry. Movements, staggering. You could tell now. Here, no one is in control of the other. The lady now. Not me, not the principal, the lady. So the principal was like, now, it's now close to 10, 11. Soody, what you'll do is I'm going to ask a request for a taxi and then you will go to school. Make sure she gets in the house. So taxi, come over. In a minute, the taxi was there outside. And then we went in. The principal sat in front and we sat behind with the girl. She could walk at least. But you could tell. Yeah. So we left, headed home, and then we went from Majengo to school. We passed through principal's place. So we dropped him at his place, and then we proceeded to school. We arrived at school around about past 11. That time, the students had now left classes for the dormitories. There were very few who were still roaming around the compound. So note this: the school gate is in a way that for you to access the teachers' quarters where this girl was going to, you have to pass between the dormitories and the classes. So the gate is kind of between the dorms and the classes. So you come in, and then you pass the dorm and classes, and then you walk past the staff room, and then behind there into the teachers' quarters where the principal's house was. So we reached the school gate, and the driver was like, I will not get in. So you guys can alight from here. And he said, and I asked the girl, oh, can we alight? And then said, yeah. So I alighted from the vehicle, went to the gate to check if there are any students around, because you don't want students to see madam staggering. No. So I went, and lo and behold, there were some students still moving around. So I went back and I got her out of the vehicle, and she could walk. I could tell she could walk. So we got out, opened the gate, and then we walked slowly so that at least the students could not notice there's something wrong here. So I went, and then, yeah, she managed to reach the teacher's quarters. The other girl was inside waiting, and then she got in, and then I went back to my place. All this time, I now have the other smartphone, which had very cool pics, very high, very clean pictures as compared to the other small phone. The other small phone that I had, the Samsung Duos, I had already given the driver. So the only thing he was waiting for was the cash, the 2,000 that we had agreed at the end of the month. So in the morning, you wake up. It was now on a Saturday. It was on a Saturday, I guess. Yeah. So while in the staff room, because on Saturdays I didn't have a lot to do, maybe some few cleaning, and then you go to staff room to maybe catch up on your work in preparation for the next day. So, and perhaps marking of books. So while in the staff room, I was really excited about this new phone. And I was like, hey man, come and check. So I was sharing with my fellow colleagues, the staff room, how clean this phone was. And I was like, hey man, how did you manage to get this one? So I opened up, I told them the story. I didn't thought that actually this phone is picked. I picked it on our way out yesterday. So I thought they were happy for me. There are even some of them who even requested me to take pictures of them. And I did that, and I sent the pictures, and they were very happy of those particular pictures. So first day proceeded well. Saturday, Sunday. Now, during that week, I guess this guy who was hitting, this fellow teacher who was hitting on that lady that the principal is also interested in, got wind of what had happened. How the principal made me alight from the vehicle that day and knew what. And I went back and picked this girl and went out. So it's kind of the narrative that was being peddled around was that I was a pimp. I was pimping the girl for the principal. You see? So that is where bad blood became between me and the other teachers, male teachers, who are in solidarity with their colleague who had already gotten a what? Apparently gotten a girlfriend. So it's like me, I'm the one who was pimping the girl to the principal. So one day on a Saturday, while inside the staff room, one of these two, this teacher, who was the physics teacher, was hitting on the girl, the one who was now not my friend anymore. And another one, they came to me in the staff room and requested to have my smartphone, my clear, brand new smartphone, to go and take some pics outside the staff room. And me being who I am, the generous I am, I easily handed over my phone, and then they went out to take the pictures. Right? Good. So I would hear them posing for the pictures. This one, oh, this one, come and take us this from this particular point, like that, like that. And then all of a sudden, they disappear. There's no more communication from outside. I can't hear them taking the pictures. So I got out to check on them. Where have they gone to? I went around the staff room, close to the field, behind the staff room, teachers' quarters. There was no one there. I went up to the school gate and I asked the watchman, have you seen these two guys? And he told me, yeah, the two guys have just left like 5 minutes ago. They're out. I was like, oh my God, my phone is gone. So what would I have done? I thought of it like, these guys are going my phone. And one, I can't prove that I gave them that phone. I can't. Because there were only the three of us. So I thought very fast. The only people who can help me get this phone, they are police officers, the nearest police station. Oh, how wrong I was. So I went back to the house, put on shoes, and then I left for the police station. I didn't inform anybody. No, I didn't inform anybody. Right? So I went up to the police station and I reported a case of theft. That mimi nimeibiwa simu na my colleagues. So I was given one police officer to come with me up to the school, and then we try to track these people. So while coming to the school, we met with the driver, the one who had a deal with. Remember the driver? One who had a deal with. By the end of the month, I'll have given him the extra money to just, share whatever we had picked on the way. I met the driver coming out, and I asked him, have you seen these guys? Right? Have you seen these guys? And told me he has not seen them. So that's all that the driver told me. So I went back to the school. We went back with this guy to the school, and I explained to him what happened, how they move like that. And then he asked for a phone number of one of those guys, and apparently guess the driver, the watchman is one who had the number of that teacher. And then he called him and asked him where the phone was. And then he told the policeman that the phone, they had left it with the driver. Yeah? That the driver had requested for that phone because he is the one who picked the phone. You get it? The driver that we had met, and he didn't tell me anything. Right? Good. So now the hunt is for the driver now because these guys don't have the phone. So we go back and look for the driver. So we went back. So on our way back to the town, to the center, there's a shopping center there. We met the driver again, and was like, "So this is the guy who was given my phone," and asked the driver, "Driver, where's my phone?" By then, the police officer had already requested us to accompany him to the station. So I was like, "Dere, wapi simu?" And Dere was like, "Simu iko kwa nyumba." You get it? Simu iko kwa nyumba. So we had to also go back with the driver to the house to go and fetch the phone now. So by now, I already told the police officer how I got the phone. You see, the innocent me, I already told them how I picked the phone on the way and how I decided to share with the driver. Everything. I've told the police officer, all the whole story. So I went back with the driver. While on the way, the driver is like, mimi hata sijui chenye kinaendelea. Mimi nimeletewa simu, nikaambiwa nichukue simu yangu. You see like that? Na mimi simu nikaweka kwa nyumba. Hata ndio nilikuwa nataka wewe tukutane, nikuje uniambie ni nini imetendeka kwa sababu mimi sijui chenye kinaendelea. You get it? But this guy didn't tell me anything when we met with him when we were with the police officer going back to school. He didn't tell me anything. So I went to his house and then the police officer requested to have the two phones. My small phone and now this other phone in contention. So we went back to the police station. So in the police station, the story turns. In the police station, the story changes. Please subscribe. Please just do subscribe as I take a sip of water and come back to explain to you how the story changed. Right? Good. So guys, so we are now at the police station with the driver and the police officers. Me expected when my phone has been recovered, I will easily be handed over the phone and life continues. After all, si polisi ni utumishi kwa wote. Yeah. So while in the police station, the story changes. One police officer comes in and tells us that mnajua nyinyi ni wezi. I was like, who? Mimi? Are you sure you're talking to the right person? Mimi? Nimeiba nini? I was like, yes, nyinyi. Wewe mwalimu. I was told that. Wewe mwalimu. Na wewe na Dere. Nyinyi wezi. And I was like, no man, no. Mimi najua sheria mzuri sana. Hapana, mimi si mwizi. Kuna ripoti imepigwa hapa kitu kimeibiwa? Hapana. Nani ana complain nimeibiwa kitu yake? Hakuna. Kaniambia, nyinyi ni wezi. Akaenda. Kaambia wacha niwasomee sheria. He opened such an old book. Na akapata mahali. There is a crime called stealing by finding. Stealing by finding. I was like, okay. So, what does it mean? And he told me, when you get somebody's property, it's not yours, you get somebody's property, he misplaced it or he lost it and you got it and you make it become yours, you are a thief by finding. Yeah. And you can be arrested and prosecuted. And it started thinking in me, indeed, then we are thieves. So what the way forward? Okay then. So who is the complainant here? I ask. They told me the state is the one complaining. So basically, this is what will happen. He's being told us, he's telling us that this property belongs to the state now. Until the owner comes and lodges a complaint and can prove that indeed this is their own property. And if there is any other case on that particular stolen property, then you who stole it will be charged for that particular crime. So, for example, that if the owner of this phone was mugged, robbed, or injured, then you who has been found with this phone is the suspect and culprit for that particular offense. You will only be lucky if the owner of the property will not come forward and lodge a complaint. But if they do, then it becomes hard for you to evade the charge. It's also happened this way. He's explaining to me that if somebody's livestock, like cattle, strays into your compound, and then you take it and tie it inside your compound, and the owner does not come to claim ownership of that particular animal, first day, first month, first year, and you don't report that case, and later the owner reports in a police station somewhere that his property or his animal got lost, then you who will be found with that property will be the thief and will be charged for that offense. Did you know such a charge exists? You are walking on the road and you pick money and make it your own, right? If someone can prove that indeed that money belonged to them, then you become a thief by finding if you didn't report that case, that money. So if you pick somebody's property on the way, and it's not yours, of course it's not yours, then it belongs to somebody else. The first thing you're supposed to do is to run to the nearby police station and drop it there and lodge a report. Yeah. So now, the next thing, you guys are supposed to be handcuffed, detained. Tomorrow, possibly, the next day will be a Sunday. So on Monday, you'll be taken to court for stealing, by finding. It was like, now I'm a college student, sleep in a police cell. So I was like, let us negotiate. You guys just take the phone, give me my phone, and let me go in peace. I don't want to sleep in police cells. My body is not meant for police cells. And they told me no. So get in. We were taken into a small dingy room. Actually, this was a police post. We were not supposed to be processed and transferred to the police station where we would spend the night there. So now me and the driver, handcuffed. So during that time, there was a vehicle that was coming from Kisumu headed to the police station, to the nearby police station. So these guys were in communication with the other team from the other side to come and take us to the police station, because apparently the police post, these guys could not handle any case. I don't know, because they had misbehaved in one way or the other, because I realized these guys could have easily settled our case at that particular station if they wanted money. So there was a certain guy, I don't want to profile people with a tribe, but he was really rude and did not even want to listen to us. No. So the vehicle came at about 6, 7, and we were handcuffed with my school driver, and ndani ya Mariam, wapi? Police station. OCS anatungoja kule. So by now, the school has been notified already. The principal is now aware, because the driver called the wife And the wife called the principal and the deputy. And now this is now the moment the principal is knowing about the issue of the phone, because the principal was not aware that indeed we had picked a phone. The principal was not aware. So I went and we were booked into the police station. Offense, stealing by finding. So you are booked into the police station and we spent the night there. Early the next day morning, it was on a Sunday, the principal sent the deputy principal to come and pick us from the police station. So the deputy talked to the OCS. You know how they talk, huh? Yeah, and one exchanged hands. And I learned later that each of us, the OCS require asked for 5,000 shillings. Yeah, that is how I spent my first night in the police cell. That is the first time. I've been arrested a couple of times. Again, a story for another time. Eh? Yeah. I will tell you how it went inside that particular police station, police cell. Yeah. How I spent a whole close to 12 hours on a concrete floor. Yeah. So that is how I spent my first day. That's how I was arrested for the first time in my life. Right? Guys, please subscribe. More stories are coming. Stories of my life.